I can vividly remember being in the car with my parents and my best friend going to see Christmas Lights and thinking, what if I play some music? So I played some Arctic Monkeys songs, which was a band I had only recently heard. I wanted my favorite people to hear what I was enjoying at that time. Ever since then, I have probably played them hundreds, maybe thousands of hours of the exact same songs over and over and over again, especially for my dad and my best friends who have actually kind of become obsessed with the band too. This is going to be part 1 of a 7-day challenge I'm doing where I try to make a video every day just for fun and honestly just to cure my boredom. So without further ado, let's start talking about how I became an Arctic Monkeys fan. Now this whole thing actually begins with something that happened after I became a fan. One day I was hanging out with my older brother and we were playing some Arctic Monkeys songs. He said, you know, I introduced you to the band, and to me that sounded insane. I remember I heard the band on my own. I was actually a big fan of Foster the People, and one time a Arctic Monkeys song just popped in. That's why I thought I became a fan, not because he introduced it to me. But after he explained it, I kind of understood what he meant. He said that at the time, he was the only other person in the house who played their songs, and he'd been a fan of them ever since AM came out in 2013. And yeah, I guess that's true, but also my mom has heard of them since I Bet That You Look Good on the Dance Floor came out. So technically, he heard of it from her, and I heard of it from him, but really I heard it because I was playing Foster the People. So with all of that background, which honestly isn't even a real background, let's talk about where I actually first heard them. For a while, I was a big fan of Foster the People, who were a more 2010s electronic band. I enjoyed their songs, and I even got the deluxe orange vinyl that they had and the deluxe CD that they had. And like I always do when I get obsessed with a band, I play their station on whatever I can, so it will just shuffle songs by them and by other people. One time an Arctic Monkeys song came on. I'm not sure the one exactly, but it was probably off AM, since those songs are pretty popular. And when I heard it, I thought, yeah, this is actually pretty good. It was different from the Foster the People sound I heard, and as I kept on hearing some songs, I thought maybe I should check out stuff that isn't just from AM. Over time, I started hearing more popular songs, like I Bet That You Look Good on the Dance Floor and Teddy Picker. I remember Teddy Picker very well because I played it for my parents one time, and let's just say it has a bad word in it, and I was terrified that they were going to scream at me, but they didn't. For a pretty long time, I mostly stuck to AM and favorite worst nightmare songs, playing the same songs over and over and over again. But after probably a year of that, I started hearing songs from The Car and Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. And if you're wondering, yeah, I've only been a fan for a few years. I'm pretty sure it was around 2020-ish, but I'm not exactly sure. When I first heard a song from The Car, I thought, wow, this is totally new and doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard before. I honestly didn't even think it was the same band. So I kept on hearing some more niche AM songs and some more favorite worst nightmare songs. And also some of the more popular songs from The Car. But one day I heard Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. I'll always remember the time I first heard Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. I was playing Skyrim, and the exact dungeon was where you find Kamatu for Sadia, and I'm pretty sure 4 out of 5 came on. I actually paused the game because it sounded so good. I didn't check what the song was called at the time, so for about a week I tried to find that song again. One day I found out it was called 4 out of 5 from Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, and not long after that I started to hear the full album from start to finish, from Star Treatment to the Ultra Cheese, and it was amazing. I should also mention that around this time, or maybe a bit before, I bought The Car on CD. And when I first heard it, me and my brother actually heard it, and we skipped every single song. Now, thinking back on this, it's actually kind of insane that I ever did this, because The Car is my second favorite album of all time, and in my personal opinion, there's not a single skip on the album. So with all of that being said, that's how I became a fan of Arctic Monkeys, and how my taste evolved throughout that entire span. I went from AIM songs like Do I Want to Know to slower favorite worst nightmare tracks like 505, which back then felt super obscure to me. Then I went to The Car, which I didn't enjoy at first, and then finally to Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, which became my favorite album of all time. It just sounds so good, and if you haven't ever heard it, go hear it right now. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I really appreciate you for hearing about my experience with the band and all of these songs, and I'd love to hear about your own experience in the comments. Thanks again.